What's going on, guys? I am back, and this time I have made a discovery. So, one Snake Eye Ash allows you to do so much. It's incredible. It really makes hand traps bad because what I'm about to show you makes it so that your opponent has to interrupt Snake Eye Ash on summon, or else you can continue playing even through two hand traps. So, what do I mean by that? We have a card that we play in the Fire King version of the deck called Amblowhale. And the first effect of Amblowhale is if this card is destroyed, you can target one Link 3 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it. We're going to take big advantage of that. How are we going to do that? I'll show you. We're going to start off by going into our regular combo. So your opponent should have Veilured you here. If they didn't, if they're holding it for like a Nib Veiler combo, that's not going to work anymore. Sorry, buddy. You missed your chance. We're going to go into the regular combo. The Appaloosa line. Flamberge to put the Oak back. And then we're going to go into the OSS. This is going to be the first divergence from the normal line. Instead of going into Appaloosa, we're actually going to go into something else. So that's why. So we're going to summon the Ponix here. And the reason for that is, yeah, we have no cards in hand. Let's say your opponent has Nibiru Veiler for the Ponix. We still have Flamberge to summon two. And then we go into Princess, and then we can still combo off. So on and so forth. So that's dangerous to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Ponix to protect our future plays by adding the Sanctuary. Now that we've added the Sanctuary, we can link off the Flamberge and use its effect right away to trigger our Sunlight Wolf. So at no point has the opponent had a chance to Nib Veiler. Or actually, this is the exact point where they would have to Nib Veiler. It would be Sunlight Wolf on the Sunlight Wolf, but then if you have another fire in your hand, it doesn't even matter still. And no opponent is going to Veiler a Sunlight Wolf. Unless they just know this line and they know you're taking this line. Which, I mean, I think I just invented the line, so... We're going to go into the Princess after adding back the Ponix. Adding back the Ponix is very important off of the Sunlight Wolf because we can destroy it off of the Fire King Island and then add it back on the opponent's standby phase. So we're going to use the Princess to bring back the Sunlight Wolf. That's also very important because it's a link too. It'll allow us to link climb further later in the game. Or I should say later in the turn. We're going to go into Amblowhale, and then we have one level 1 left on the field. We're going to use that to go into Anima. So now we're going to use Anima's effect to equip the Amblowhale. And you might be thinking, hey, why did you just equip your Amblowhale? That's like really dumb, right? No, because what happens when Anima leaves the field? Amblowhale gets destroyed because it's an equip card. Equip cards get destroyed when the cards that they're equipped to leave the field. So we're going to abuse that. Now that we have that protection, because at this point, no matter what the opponent does, Nibiru Ash, Nibiru Veiler, no matter what, we still summon off Amblowhale. So we at least get Princess plus the token, or Sunlight Wolf plus the token, or we can even use like go into like Anima, and then use the Anima and the token to go into something else. So yeah, we can go Sunlight Wolf and the token into Hita. We still have options. So yeah. We're going to use the Garunix, and there's no reason to summon anything back because there's nothing we can really make with it. So we're going to just dump the Barong to add us our Kieran during the opponent's standby phase. And then link off into Appaloosa. And what does that do to the Amblowhale? Because the Anima left the field, Amblowhale is destroyed, and we get to trigger it. Summon back the Sunlight Wolf in front of the opponent's link zone. So if they try to link summon without using your Appaloosa arrow, then we get to add something back from our graveyard. And we could easily add back something like Barong, and then we would already have the Kieran in our hand. So Kieran pop Barong to then start off all of our plays. So it just sounds incredible. You know, the Ponix would also trigger once the Garunix comes back onto the field, because the Garunix would pop something from the deck, and then whatever would be popped from the deck would also trigger the Ponix to summon itself. So yeah, just incredible. We have the Amblowhale in the grave. We have the Garunix in the grave. We have the Barong and Ponix to both add. We have the Princess, and we have our 3 level 1s, Flamberge and OSS. So yeah, that's going to be the first way to abuse this mechanic. We're also going to show you another way to abuse the mechanic, and that's using Regulus. Regulus can actually be made in this deck, and it's not as hard as you think. Everybody right now is making Hope Harbinger, but instead you can just make Regulus. Alright guys, so this combo is basically if you want to throw all caution to the wind, you believe your opponent has 0 hand traps, they're playing like Runic, or they're playing something that doesn't have hand traps. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to start off with the regular combo. The goal here is to get to Regulus. And to do that, we have to get 2 level 8s on the board to get to Sargus. You might be thinking, hey, why didn't you just add the field spell? The field spell can place the Diabell Star. But Original Sinful Spoils also gets you a level 8. Let's not forget that. So, yeah. We're going to go into Flamberge here. Summon back the Poplar, and then link off into Sunlight Wolf. We're going to link off there into the Princess. The reason we do that is because we want to add back the Flamberge. We need it because it's a level 8. And then we're going to use the Original Sinful, sending the Poplar to summon the Ponix. And then Ponix Effect to add the Sanctuary. So we're still somewhat insulated from Nib. Like, this combo doesn't totally throw caution to the wind, but it's much more vulnerable than the other combo. But it gets so much more done. Pop the Oak, summon the Garunix. Garunix to summon the Ponix back, using the Arvada. And then we're going to use the 2 level 8s to go into Gigantic Champion Sargus. We're going to use that to add Regulus. And then at this point, you might be thinking, how are you going to get the Regulus? You have no machines in the grave. What are you doing, my guy? Well, guess what is a machine? Amblowhale. And guess how we can equip it? Regulus. So this is actually so insane. We're going to go into Zealantis. We're going to equip the Amblowhale using the Regulus. And then we're going to link off our 2 level 1s into IP. And then we're going to use Zealantis to resummon. We had to link off the 2 level 1s because we needed space to do this. So we're going to resummon all 4 of them. We're going to make sure we do Zealantis in front of the link zone. And then we're going to use the Amblowhale effect because the monster that it was equipped to left the field. It's now destroyed. So now we get to summon back our Link 2. And we're going to use our 2 Link 2s to go into Appaloosa. So we end on Appaloosa, Sargus, which is an Xyz interruption, Zealantis with 2 pops, and Regulus, which is an Omni-Negate. This is actually so insane. And the Sargus is also a fire, so your fire combos aren't dead. And then also, you have your Garunix in the grave, you have your Amblowhale in the grave, you have your Arvada in the grave, you have your Princess in the grave. So there's a lot of options you have. Plus you have a lot of follow-up because you have the Original Sinful Spoils in the grave. So, you know, you have your Zealantis protecting your Appaloosa. So your opponent can't just beat over your Appaloosa. So this is just an incredible combo. There's just so much layers to it. And there's so many ways that you can play this particular board out and ways that you can interrupt your opponent with this particular board. So yeah, now I'll go ahead and show the deck profile that I've been using for this. And it'll probably make a little more sense why I'm using Sargus when I show you it. But you can use Sargus in any version of Snake Eye Fire King because of the combo I just showed you. All right, so this is the deck that I've been using recently. I've been seeing a lot of success with it. I don't actually compete in any tournaments or anything. I just do a lot of like remote duels, and I go to locals sometimes. And yeah, I've been doing really well. The combos that you can pull off are just insane. The follow up that you have through interruptions is incredible. I'll hover over all of the cards in the deck. That way you guys can take a look, and that'll be the end of the video.